Alright, so Bungie released an article talking about the new armor thing. They talked about it on the stream a bit, but they actually released an article to make it easier to talk about. So, next generation armor. Um, Armor will be more active, increase interesting part of build crafting. Stats will be reworked to be more impactful, less confusing, less constraining. Set bonuses will be introduced to give individual armor sets more unique identities and build crafting elements. I'm not going to read the problem, but their solution, I will read because it's intriguing. So you know, if you play this game, you know what the problem is. So, you know what, fuck. For people that don't know, let's fuck it. Let's read it. In the years since the last major update, Shadow Keep's Armor 2.0 armor has settled into a relatively static part of the reward story. Once you have the right stat rolls, there is very little else to look forward to. And an intricate balance of stat values has a lock-in effect that makes it hard to want to swap anything out anyway. For armor to be exciting again, it needs some unique properties, and stats need to be easier to manage without so much need for fine-tuning. The solution. Stats on armor will be changing in Codename's Frontier in order to make them more player-friendly. So we've got a year, basically, before we see this. But yeah. The first major change is the mechanics of the stats themselves. Stats effects will no longer be tiered every 10 points. Every point in a stat will provide a benefit. This change is intended to reduce the lock-in effect that happens when a fine-tuned combination of stat values makes it feel impossible to switch out any single armor piece. Stat effects will be capped at 200 with the range from 101 to 200 providing an additional powerful effect building on the base effect. This change is intended to support deeper investment in a smaller number of stats and spikier stat distributions on armor with fewer secondary dump stats. In addition to the above changes, the distribution of stats on armor will also be changing. Legendary armor will have a I'm fucking English hard today. Stat archetype, which determines the primary and secondary stat types, with a third stat being a free roll. The values of these stats should overall be spikier, leading to fewer points in dump stats. The class slot, Hunter Cloaks, Warlock Bonds, and Titan Marks will have full stat distributions on par with other slots. So does that mean that I think this is what this means, is now that the cloak, the bond, and the mark are now actual getting stats like this, like everything else has. It's where they call this chesty. I know it's in their test things they just call it chesty, but Bungie, can we actually have an armor piece that's just called chesty, leggies, fucking armsy, headsies, and then fucking cloakies? Like, that'd be the funniest shit ever. This would be the meme of the century. I want that set, and I want it to look dope as fuck. But that's a different story. It'd be funny, but it's a different story. But as you can see here, so we have two stats here that are 20, 30, and then we have this middle stat that's 10. I don't know why it's grayed out. So these ones pop out. See, oh, okay, I see. It's Brawler. Okay. Alright, we're learning here. So Brawler has to do with strength discipline. We got hand cannon loader and improved hand cannon dexterity, which is weird because we don't do that anymore. It is elements now. So that's a bit weird that it's now back to that. It could just because they're in the test phase, they just use the old ones. Maybe it's easier for them to test things out with the old system, because that's what the old system looked like. Or maybe they're actually changing it back to the old system. I don't know. I kind of like the element system, so I hope they don't, personally. But at the same time, there are some weapon issues, like the stasis slug shotgun, or sorry, not stasis slug, the stasis and solar shotgun that comes from the raid. It has an issue because if you put solar on it, it works for solar, but if you put solar in your own with 2 rounds and you have stasis, it doesn't work and you don't get benefits. So in that case, shotgun would be better, or they just made it where either stasis or solar would work for both sides of it. That'd be the way they'd have to fix that, because currently I believe it doesn't work like that. It's individually separate, so it only works based on which one you have and only works for that one point. Now, mind you, if you have a solar weapon on as well, then you can just use solar and stasis, and it covers both no matter what. But that's only if you're using a solar weapon, but there's other element weapons, so, you know, kind of a problem there. So I'm not really sure, but as we see here, it's called Brawler. Brawler armor archetypes have extreme melee and other close range capabilities. So the free perk, from what they're saying, the free perk would be the intellect. That's why it's grayed out. You're getting the stat, it's just not as important. As the strength and discipline is more important, so you get that. So if I want to run like, I'm assuming if I want to run like a mobility and a recovery thing or something for like a hunter, there'd probably be one that's for that. I don't know what it'd be called, but Brawler is for the Titan, which would be strength and discipline and intellect. Or the free roll for intellect is, I think what they mean free roll is it's random. So because it's a Brawler set, it would give you more pieces for strength and more pieces for discipline. So those are like guaranteed to be there or something, and they'll be higher stats. And then this one will be intellect, mobility, resil, recov. I don't know. So you basically just rolled it until you got good stats here, and then this middle one was different. If that's how it works, but I don't know for sure. So we'll see. Let's see. Oh yeah. So it literally says, "See, this is what happens when you don't fucking read." I look dumb now, but this is what happens when you don't read. I'm just theorizing it while reading. Okay, so we don't read ahead, but now we're reading ahead. Primary stat strength, so it's guaranteed strength. Okay. Secondary stat will be discipline, and then the stat will be intellect. So yeah, it literally like I was saying. So these two stats, I guess, will always be here, the strength and the discipline. But it's interesting that the strength here shows resil, though. That's a little weird. Is that just a bug? Because strength is that, intellect is that, discipline is that, and discipline is intellect, and then intellect is recov. Did they fuck that up, or is that like it actually gives you a bonus for that? So like these stats actually increase the 3 stats above now? Is that how that works? I think that's just a bug. I think they accidentally did that. I don't think that's actually how it works. But that'd be interesting. If you have more strength, you get extra resil. If you have discipline, you get extra intellect. And then if you have intellect, you get extra recov. That'd be kind of cool if it worked that way, but I don't think that's how this is working. I just think they fucked that up. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. The result will be a smaller number of unique stats on any armor, or any piece of armor, with larger contributions to these stats and every stat point providing a benefit. These changes should ultimately make every piece of armor more interesting and easier to evaluate. I'm hoping this means it's not going to be like a 21 stat or something. I hate when you get like the odd number ones that come together and they make an odd number, or an even and an odd, and then you have an odd number that doesn't work out, and you're like, fuck. And you can't get rid of it, and you're just sitting there like, well, this fucking sucks. So I'm hoping that's what they're meaning, is they're no longer going to be those weird odd numbers, because they're all, because as it goes to 200, they need to be all 10, 20, 30, 40. But at the same time, those odd numbers can help when it comes to Artifice armor. So is Artifice armor getting completely removed? Like, I'm not really sure. And then we have set bonuses, if we see here. It says set bonuses here, and it shows 2. And then that's 4. I remember they talked about this, how if you wear 2 pieces, you get an extra bonus. If you wear 4 pieces, you get an extra bonus, so that way you can wear an exotic. I do think it's weird we got Glimmer right here. I think these are just placeholders, but those are clear as day Glimmer. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Why there's armor mods of Glimmer. It's also 3 slots as well, so this is normal armor. I don't know if we're still going to have Artifice armor then. I'm assuming yes. And the Artifice armor will just add an extra slot like always, but I'm not really sure about that. Like I said, there's a lot of questions here, so we'll see. New stats. Some stats will be changing with 3 goals in mind. Improve specific weak stats that offer little value. That would be mobility. Reduce or eliminate mandatory must-have stats. That is recov. Overall, improve understandability of stats and their effects. These changes are still under active development. Makes sense. I mean, it is over a year to go, or around under a year to go, so yeah. But here are a few examples from work in progress designs, which will eventually include most or all of the current stats found on armor. Discipline. From 1 to 100 provides increasing grenade cooldown reduction. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus grenade charge whenever your grenade becomes available. So, alright, so stat renamed to grenade to improve readability. So in theory then, whenever my grenade recharges, I'm guessing is how it works. So 1 to 100 is the increase rate. So then when you're at 100, it comes back as fast as possible, right? But then anything over 100 will increase the chance of you getting 2. So if you have 200 grenade, is that a guarantee then? You're going to have 2 grenades every time you get a grenade charge back. It'll give you 2 grenades to throw? Is that how that works? And is it going to be like, you throw one of the grenades, you hold onto your other one, but it'll keep charging? And will you be able to get 3 grenades then? Or it only caps at 2? And it won't start recharging until you throw both of them. Like, that's what I'm wondering here. They might answer this later, but this is what I'm wondering. Like, how's that going to work? Can you have more than 2 grenades? Because you throw one and then it charges back up, and that because there's that chance, or a guarantee, if it is 200, it's a guarantee. It'll give you 2 again, and then it stacks to 3 grenades you have then? And then you can keep going up, or is there a limit to 3 max? Is there a limit to 2 max? Like, that's what I'm wondering right now. Like, how does this work? These are the questions people should be asking, I feel like. Strength, same thing, 1 to 100 provides increasing melee cooldown reduction. from 100 to 200 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus melee charge whenever your powered melee becomes available. Stat renamed to melee to improve readability. I mean, if you read it already, if you hover over read it, it tells you what it is. So I don't know why they have to really do this. Personally, I think this is silly, but whatever. Special ammo? Hold up, what? From 1 to 100 increases rate at which special ammo bricks drop from final blows. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance that a double-sized brick will drop. Hold up, what? There's a special ammo. What about heavy? Is it just special? Is there a heavy one too? Like, wait, hold up, what? Hold up, what? That's insane for PvE. PvP pointless, but PvE, that is cracked. Holy shit, okay. Set bonuses. The second major change to armor is the introduction of set bonuses. Think of them like an origin trait for armor. They'll represent the theme of the armor and allow you to reflect the fantasy in a way you build plays. So set bonuses are perks granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of armor from the same set. Like I said a second ago, that's what they said in the stream. This allows you to either commit to bonuses from the same set or find combinations that fit your unique needs. We're keeping both approaches in mind as they take shape and are excited to see what each Guardian chooses to do with these new tools. Note that there are no bonus at 5 pieces because most builds are expected to include a piece of exotic armor. As you'll see, perks will consist of either existing mods or will be newly designed. Okay, we include a few examples below that represent the general direction we'd like to go. Okay, let's see this. Perk 1 to 2 pieces. Well, perk 1 is 2 pieces on. Text Mechanica. While shooting from the hip, you have increased movement speed and weapon handling. Effect increases when you score hits. 4 pieces of Text Mechanica weapons have increased range and accuracy when hip fired. Holy fuck. Okay, well, there's not a lot of Text Mechanica weapons, so are they about to, like, add a whole bunch of them for a season then? Non-stop aggression. Final blows with freshly reloaded weapons heal you. Okay, so that's heal clip on crack, I guess, because it's, in a sense, it's free. It's easy heal clip. Okay. Damaging a target with a shotgun or fusion rifle increases the damage it takes from those weapons for a short time. If this works in PvP, this is going to be crazy. I hope this is PvE only. Because, yeah, it sounds cool, but could you imagine a shotgun or fusion rifle increasing its damage just by damaging someone? Damn it, dude. Well, I mean, okay, technically it's not the weapon, it is the target. So I guess, in theory, even in PvP, it wouldn't be that broken, because you deal damage to him if you don't kill him. The next shot does more damage, but they're one tap at that point, so anything could kill him, so maybe it's not that broken. But in PvE, that will be insane. Could you imagine of a slug? Slug shotgun, dude. Slug damage coming back. Slug meta about to arrive again. Increase your damage. That's kind of cool. That's 4 pieces, so that's kind of cool. Alright. Demolitions Expert. Direct hits of explosive weapons temporarily increase the reload speed. That is fucking crazy. If that works with fucking in PvP, that will be insane. For fucking fighting Lion and that new grenade launcher that's coming out that stays the one, that's gonna be insane. Repeated direct hits of explosive weapons temporarily increase grenade ability damage. Oh. Okay, so your grenade does more damage too. Dude, if that stacks with the other grenade ability damage increases that exist, that could be insane. Okay. Potential there. Vanguard Operative. Activating your grenade gives you and nearby allies damage resistance against combatants. Damn! Okay. That better not work in PvP. Defeating champions with a finisher generates special ammo for you and your fire team. So basically, armor is getting exotic perks. But it's armor. So what are the exotics gonna get then? Like, I hope Bungie realizes they have to buff exotics then. Like, exotics are gonna have to get a lot more crazier because currently these sets are crazy, dude. Like, this one alone, this is literally the exotic, the one exotic that gives you special ammo and a finisher for champions and ultras. So this is replacing that exotic. So you don't need that exotic anymore. So the exotic is pointless. So yeah. Okay. What happens to my old armor? Old legendary armor will be changed as little as possible, but because this change to stat mechanics and types are global changes, old armor pieces will have their stat types, but not their values changed around. When possible, these changes will be to the most similar stat, but with some stats being fundamentally reworked, this won't always be possible. That's a bit sketchy, I'm not gonna lie, but it makes sense, I guess. What about exotic armor? Updating the exotic armor pursuit is on our roadmap. Okay, so exotic armor is getting updated. That's good. But won't be part of the initial update that is focusing on legendary armors. So to make sure that exotics and their build-defining perks remain a compelling option, we are working out a design that will allow players to update their exotic armors to bring their stat bonuses in line with the changes to legendary armor. Okay, so legendary armor is basically fucked currently. Your current legendary armor is basically going to be useless. A few of them might be able to be updated, but the rest will be trash probably. Unless you just happen to have the good sets that all can be updated. And happen to be good perks when they get updated, so we'll see how that turns out. So you're going to have to refarm all of your armor, which sucks. Hopefully Artifice is included in this. Yeah, we'll see about that. So they're going to update the exotic armor to bring their stat bonus in line, so we'll see. Exotic class items introduced in the final shape are a special case, even though legendary class items will be gaining full random stats with this update. We don't wish to add additional randomness to the exotic class item chase. Instead, we will be providing a method for players to update their existing exotic class items with additional stats of their choosing to bring them in line with the stat contribution of the new legendary class item. That is nice. Okay, that is good. That is really good. You can actually change and define what you want on it. That is really good. Now, mind you, won't be that good on... If you do that on all the exotics, it'd be really bad. I can see there being a problem. So, it's the fact it's just the class items is good. I think it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I do see where it'd be a problem if they did try to do it, where you could design your own for all of them, especially if you have, like, certain exotics, so I can see there's a problem there. But the class items, that's okay, that's decent, because it would have sucked if you had to refarm them, and the rolls, RNG rolls on that would be even worse, so I'm glad that's not a thing. Alright. Let's see, more details on the longer-term plans for exotic armor coming as well as we nail them down. My vault is full. Where am I supposed to store all this new armor? We know the vault pressure is a real problem for many players, even with recent increases in vault space outside of adding more space. An option, real solutions that enable long-term storage of more desirable rolls are really hard problems. But those are the problems we're penciling into our roadmap at or around next year's second expansion. Codename Behemoth. We'll share more details when we have a clear direction of how we think we can solve this one. I actually have a solution for that. Personally, I have a good solution for the vault space thing. So, all they have to do is organize it into categories. So, what I mean like that is head, chest, arms, all of that, right? Every piece like that, helmet, like I said. And then we have the weapons, same thing. Hand cannons, SMGs, stuff like that, right? Shotguns, all that. Sounds like a lot of work, but then you can go to each section directly. That's another thing, but I think that'd be a good solution. Or at least make it categorized as armor, a separate thing for armor and a separate thing for that. Have 100 for each of them, you know. It could be primary kinetic, like primary ammo, special ammo, heavy ammo. Or kinetic slot, energy slot, heavy slot. And then have that organized. And then you have a miscellaneous for odds and ends. And you have 100 slots for each of them. It would temporarily solve the problem. Temporarily, mind you. But it would solve the problem and allow you to have more space indirectly, but also control the space, because each thing would be separated. But that's a different thing. As a whole, these armor changes look cool, but I'm not really sure fully how this is going to work out of Artifice stats and stuff. I'm really not sure if they're going to make sure that's included. I'll wait and see. I'm not sure, like I said. Hopefully this ends up really cool. But this is Bungie, so we will see. It's definitely cool, though. Armor's needed an update for a while in the exotic. I do wish the exotics were getting the update first, and then the legendary armor. Because the exotics are kind of exotic. They should get the treatment first, if anything. And then legendary's updated to match them. But at the same time, as long as it's going to happen, it's not going to take too long to happen. It's not that big of a deal, so we'll see. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. Are you excited for these armor changes? Let me know. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of the month. Or, not, sorry, the end of the month, the end of the year. So, we need 95, 96 more, something like that. So, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good day. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We're out. Thanks for watching.